This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
And a pleasant good afternoon, live from Norman, Oklahoma, site of the University in Oklahoma and the Arkansas Razorbacks, as we have the inaugural. It is the season opener between the Sooners and the Razorbacks, and you can see the Sooners getting ready as they'll be in the white mesh and a kind of a gray tone for Arkansas. And Matt Bowling alongside me going to call this first lacrosse, and I think last year they kind of started in March, this time kind of February. They were going to have something in Stillwater, but the Snowmageddon from a week or so ago kind of changed that off. But here we are ready for lacrosse.
Yeah, it's the season opener for both teams, and we got a Division I versus Division II matchup here in the Lone Star Alliance. Oklahoma, number 5 in the preseason Division I coaches poll. Arkansas, the defending Division II Lone Star Alliance Division II champs, ranked number 1 in the preseason coaches poll. These teams met last season. OU won 15-9. That was one of only 2 losses for Arkansas that season. They finished 10-2. Oklahoma finished 11-6.
What are you expecting for an opener like this? You know, if you're starting out, what do you want to do the most? You know, set your footing, especially with you talking about their history between them, a championship for Arkansas. If you're the Sooners, what are you wanting to do today?
I think, just come out and see what you've got. You're coming off a conference quarterfinals appearance last season. You bring back your leading scorer with Zeke Mullendorf, 51 goals. Get some of those returners going. Get some of your newer guys into the mix, and just overall take this as an opportunity to see what you have.
Well, a little bit of a windy day today, but what else would you expect in Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains? And we're here at the beautiful OU campus, where the University of Oklahoma hosts so many memorable events. You know, you got softball right down the road. Of course, football, we already know. And Lloyd Noble, gives you the basketball experience as the head official is kind of going over the last-minute instructions kind of before the – okay, we already got the handshake, and we'll be ready to go. So we'll be calling this, and of course you have got the lacrosse experience, so tell us a little bit about what you got involved in lacrosse and what got you excited about watching the sport.
Well, I grew up in North Carolina. Lacrosse is pretty big there, especially, at the high school level, up the youth level. So it was just kind of a natural thing to be exposed to and learn how to really enjoy the sport. Been a while, actually, since I've gotten to sit down and watch a game. I've never actually gotten to do the play-by-play for one before, so looking forward to this.
And as we mentioned, OU will be in the red mesh jerseys. Arkansas in their gray with white numbers. OU with the crimson and cream. So the red and white be able to underway.
Arkansas with it. They didn't do a face-off. I've never seen that before. Try to go inside, but they lose the ball, and it is scooped up by Kyle Wolchok. Wolchok, returning starter in net for the Sooners. He had 218 saves in 14 games last season. .663 save percentage. This is Shep Mears with it. Josh Hovde led the team with 30 assists last season. He's over at the X behind the net. Dossie looks to go inside, shoots, it's saved.
That's a nice save.
Cameron Jeffers, third team all-conference selection for the Razorbacks last season. They can't clear it though. Here's an attempt by the long pole, Nicholas Jacobson. This time Arkansas able to clear it. Ryan Lafferty, another returning all-conference selection. 16 goals last season, got him on the third team. Shot from Jake Griffin goes high. Lafferty tries to dodge, gets a shot, save Wolchok. Stoppage here.
So we got substitutions coming in.
Gavin Doggard. Might be hearing the noon tornado siren test here in Norman every Saturday at noon. Tells us we started this game a few minutes early.
We did.
Here's Jackson Ferris. His shot goes high, and
way in the
that
parking
might
lot.
peg one of the parked cars. No,
well,
made it to the house across the street.
Right there. That was a launch. There comes another opportunity for the Sooners.
Ty Holdridge creates space. Hovde keeps it in. Here's a good look in front. And a shot misses from Alec Veal. Loose ball. It's picked up momentarily. Trouble here potentially for Arkansas. Well, the ref stops play. Holdridge over to Doggard. Doggard tries to split the defense, loses the ball. Some trouble on the clear for Arkansas, but they get it across to Colin Brown. Brown tried to whip it to Hunter Miller in front, but was off target. Now it's taken the other way by Ben Claflin. Claflin dodges, gets hit from behind, and there's a penalty. Oklahoma will have a man-up opportunity. As Arkansas called for the illegal hit from behind. Jake Griffin, the offending player for the Razorbacks. Ortega inside, shot wide. That was Shep Mears letting it rip.
I'm impressed that the Sooners have kept the play on this side a lot more, and they're getting a lot of shots on goal.
They certainly are.
There's none of them gone in. Here's the one. Oh,
and there's the opening goal.
So just what I asked for, and you got it.
Jackson Ferris converts on the man up and puts the Sooners up 1-0. Now we've got a face-off coming. Jacob Maher for the Sooners. And Tyler Williams for the Razorbacks. Oklahoma wins it momentarily, but they lose the ball. Picked up by Ryder Cedar Green. Sooners back on the attack. There's Jacob Dossie. Over to Doggard. Sooners patient here. Now Dossie probes. Sends it to Jackson Efforts. Efforts has a lane, but it closes quickly. Mears tried to split the defense, lost the ball. Ref gives possession to Arkansas. Sooners trying to clear. Ben Claflin. Doggard goes back to Roman Ortega. Ortega. Doggard. Tripped up, loses the ball. Referee calls a foul. Sooners ball. Ortega. Well defended by Garrett Bean. Backhand won't go. Here's Ty Holdridge. Shoots high.
That's another high and away, rolling to the parking lot. That's a shot. Oh, and a goal just came into play and put it right in, and that's the second time we've seen that right after a high shot.
Sooners go up 2-0. That was that Ortega?
He was on the opposite side of the field. I didn't catch that.
Still in the first quarter here. And the Sooners double their lead. Face-off won by Oklahoma. Doggart gets things set up. Veal waits with it as the subs come on. Here's Dawsey. Doggart. Errant pass. This is going to be contested. Sooners end up going offside. Arkansas gets it back. Deacon Ivey sends it to Colin Brown. Brown going in on goal, right in front, denied by Walchuk, was Hunter Miller. Sooners the other way, Doggard looking for Hovde in front, but the pass is off target. Excellent save by Kyle Walchuk at point-blank range. Hunter Miller is a guy that Arkansas is going to be looking to feed a lot this game. He's their top returning scorer. Had 40 goals, 21 assists last season. Loose ball. Picked up by the Sooners. Battle for it again. Brady Wall controls it. And now the Sooners with a chance to clear. Holdridge. Up to Doggard. Justin Kuntz. Gets hit, loses it. Taken the other way by Jaden Arroyos. Here's Brown. Logan Hazelwood. Over to Miller. Griffin. Jake Griffin tries to dodge. Well defended by Justin Kuntz. Baines. Hazelwood. Miller. Looked like he tried the wraparound, but he may have stepped into the crease. Mentioned Miller, the top returning scorer for the Razorbacks. Graduated two guys, Ty O'Neill and Ben Dreher, who combined for 90 goals Nearly half of their scoring from last season. Shep Mears in trouble. Ball comes loose. Able to pick it back up. Efforts. Gets past Bean. Tries to feed Doggard. Unsuccessful. Sooners keep possession, though. Two 2-0 lead for Oklahoma here in the first quarter. Here's Gavin Doggard. Fires and it's saved. Cameron Jeffers read that one well the whole way. And now he's going to try to clear it. Here's Griffin. Lafferty moves in, fires, another save by Walchuk. Now the Sooners on the fast break. Hovde. Veal. Moves in, sends it wide. Doggard closest to the end line, so Sooners keep it. Holdridge. Hovde inside, shot blocked. Ball is loose. It falls into the stick of Kenny. He gets it across to Brown. Brown with a lane to the net. Goes inside to Hazelwood, who sends it wide. Sooners get it back. And now we've got a stoppage. Looks like a timeout called by Corbin Barnett.
All right, they'll take a timeout. We'll take it with them. You're watching OU Lacrosse live in Norman on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back here in Norman, Oklahoma, site of the debut of lacrosse in its season between these two, and what a success Arkansas had on their end as far as a championship's concerned, and the Sooners really looking to make a statement here as they've already beaten Arkansas last year and try to make it two in a row.
Yeah, 15-9 win over the Razorbacks last season. Mentioned they lost nearly 50% of their scoring from last season. Two guys who combined for 90 goals. And they have yet to get on the board today as we get ready to start the second quarter. It's my mistake. There was no timeout. That was the end of the quarter. we can't really see
the
very
scoreboard.
well.
Yeah.
They've got that tiny little scoreboard across the field.
A bright, sunny, windy day, but you know what? For February, not bad. Not bad at all. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot colder. And just a couple of weeks ago, we had snow on the ground and ice, so.
Yeah, we go from a snow and ice storm to 80 degrees on Monday.
Yesterday was beautiful, too. Well, they always say if you don't like Oklahoma weather, just wait a minute. It will get you changed. But I do know that steady OU wind is here in Norman. For those who are watching on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. For those who are watching on Facebook, give us a like, give us a follow there. You can connect to us socially on Instagram, X. It's free to download, free to watch. Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. And on your Apple and Android devices, just search the Oklahoma Sports Network. OU up 2-0 over Arkansas after 1.
OU gets it off the face-off. Violation called against Arkansas.
It's also switch goals going on this end, and that we've not seen this end played much because Arkansas, if you say time of possession, if you wanted to have that in your opponent's area, OU dominated that first quarter.
They certainly did.
And the shots on goal, you could probably count on one hand of Arkansas as opposed to what the Sooners did in the first quarter.
Efforts. Tries to get past Williams. Veal over to Doggard. Defended by Mason Pack. Dossie flips it to Veal. His shot stays out. Ground ball recovered by Efforts. Dossie makes a move, flips it to Doggard, and he scores.
See this on replay right there, man. They're flying in at a fast rate. Sooners capitalize and go up 3-0.
Eric Baines against Caleb Hullapeter in the faceoff circle. Baines was second team all-conference last season. He went 201 and 55 in faceoffs. That's a win percentage of over 78.
Wow.
He loses this one, though. Sooners on the attack. Veal. Holdridge. Hovde. Ortega. Pass too high for Veal. Picked up by Jacob Burgers. They fight for it at midfield. It's recovered by the Sooners. Ty Holdridge. Hovde to Kuntz. Holdridge. Moves in. Save made.
Got it that time.
Looking to go top shelf, but Cameron Jeffers equal to the task. Jeffers sends it up to Colin Brown. Griffin to Baines. Hazelwood. Back to Baines. Griffin. Takes a shot. It's wide. Razorbacks keep it. Kenny to Baines. Baines gets a look, and it's saved by Walchuk. Contested at midfield. Picked up by Doggard. He loses it. That's recovered by Roman Ortega. Ortega with a lane to the goal. Fires it wide. Veal. Thought about shooting. Goes for the close range. Rebound, score!
Wow, what a follow through with the miss.
And
Came right off that.
And a scrum has broken out here. Jabs being exchanged. Doggard took a hit after the goal that he did not appreciate. And now multiple flags are down.
Well, a little bit of frustration with Arkansas. I mean, it's been on their end. The goalie has really been, his work cut out for him, and then the onslaught of it, and then their recovery had a nice little save, and then it get right back into the Sooners and gave them an opportunity to score once again. We'll sort this out. With the multiple flags on there,
I think every ref threw their
something.
flag there. That was
emptied their pockets. If they had another one, they could throw something else out. So the officials are discussing over there by the scorer's table.
That was a hockey scrum there.
Yeah, using a rugby term in there with scrum. Yeah. Well, and you have that many at one time, and I know you got at least three officials over here eyeballing it, but man, when you get a scrum like that and there's a whole bunch of bodies, it's like, okay, who is the retaliatory, and who's the instigator is, and who are we going to penalize? Sort that out, because they're picking up the laundry now. There's the 2 or 3 flags right over there by the goal.
Okay, so I think there's going to be at least one non-releasable penalty. Trouble is, we're on the opposite side of the scorers table, so
right.
Can't quite tell. Well, there's 2 Arkansas players and 1 Oklahoma player in the box. So this will be a man up for the Sooners. Tyler Williams was one of the penalized players for the Razorbacks. Or Charlie Ken. I think that's Charlie Kenny, actually. Ortega. Errant pass. It'll stay with Oklahoma. Ferris. Ortega sends one wide. No, saved, actually. Jeffers came up with it. Now he's in some trouble. Able to get it to Titan Dublin. Gets it back from him. And that's a failure to clear.
Well, they, like you said, they got in a jam and really couldn't. Only had two. Wow, right?
Open look, but he couldn't get a handle on the ball. Here's Veal. Ortega. Doggard moves in. Bouncer is sent out by Jeffers. Into Veal. Loses it, gets it back, sends it across the face of the net. Arkansas the other way. Flag comes in. Looks like this is going to be a penalty on the Sooners. Here's Miller. Trying to get Arkansas on the board here. Pass is too high for Jake Griffin. Baines. Another flag. Baines keeps possession. Shot on goal saved by Wolchok. Colin Brown let it fly, and now we get the OU penalties.
Are both of them going to be on the Sooners?
Yes.
Okay.
So man up for Arkansas. There's only one OU player in the box. No, there's two. So big opportunity for Arkansas to finally get on the board here. Shot whipped wide by Eric Baines. Right in front.
Oh!
And
wow.
Miller puts it through.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He lost track of it, and it just dropped right where you didn't want it, right on the goal. I know Kyle was upset with that.
Hunter Miller, with 40 goals last season, opens his account for 2026, and finally breaks the goose egg for Arkansas. Still a 4-1 lead, though, for OU. Tyler Williams wins the faceoff. Razorbacks moving quickly. Deacon Ivey, first team all-conference selection last season, gives it to Jake Griffin. Griffin moves in, scores!
Wow. It's a nice move and won it all the way. Just kind of, you'll see here on the replay, just tracked it down. Wasn't messing around, just took the shot inside with a bullet to cut it to half. So a 4-0 lead is the Sooners we talked about in that first quarter was just on that side of the field. And all of a sudden, Arkansas comes roaring back. Razorbacks showing some stuff here.
Another face-off won by Williams. Baines with space, score!
Man, just when you had things rolling, and here comes the Razorbacks. Just see this here on replay. Right underneath his legs, yeah.
And Oklahoma calls timeout.
Well, it's probably a good time to do it. They'll take a timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back right here. Norman, Oklahoma. OU, Arkansas on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Well, the Razorbacks found themselves down 4-0, and just like that, it's 4-3. They were on the side of the Sooners' side of the field way too much in that last stretch, and why Oklahoma called a timeout.
Yeah, 3 quick goals for Arkansas. We don't have the clock over here, but I'd estimate that to be around a minute of game time. At least it felt that way. A 4-0 lead has been cut to 4-3. Razorbacks win the faceoff. Williams. Back to Brown. Colin Brown, the wraparound. Stayed out off the top of the crossbar. Loose in front of the crease. Who's got it? Walchuk.
Wow, way to come up with it. Spare the Sooners right there because it was in their net once again. So close to scoring. Thought it was going to drop right on the line like it did last time. Show some offense now.
Sooners clear it. Cooper Harris. Holdridge. Doggard. Here's Jackson Ferris. Hovde. Defended by Braden McCluskey. Now Ferris. Ferris at the X. He was looking for the wraparound, but the defense was too tight. Holdridge loses the ball. It's contested. Still loose. Arkansas comes away with it. Jacob Burgers dispossessed. Ends up in the stick of Landon Szymanski. Right in front, score! Milo Anderson. The freshman ends the Arkansas run.
Finally. They had a run of 3-0. They were on there, and the Sooners finally answered. You answer points with points in any kind of sport. If they're going to score, you're going to have to either match them or score again. So 5-3 as we're heading to the latter part of the second quarter.
Eric Baines to take the face-off for the Razorbacks. His opponent, Caleb Holopeter. And it's controlled by the Sooners. Alec Veal. Anderson. Ortega. Efforts. Almost sent that over the head of Veal. Mears puts it wide. Sooners keep it. OU loses it off the foul. Arkansas looking to cut it to a one-goal game again. Brown to Hazelwood. Defended by Wall. Out of bounds, OU ball. Great defense by Brady Wall. Bad pass. Ground ball contested out of bounds. Last touched by Arkansas. Anderson. Now Dawsey from near midfield. Dawsey tried to send it behind, but the pass was off target and out of bounds. Burgers brings it up. Now Baines. Violation gives it to OU. Veal, one-on-one. Tried a bouncing shot that missed the mark. Ferris. Flag comes in. Man up impending for Oklahoma as Anderson just sends one on net. Jaden Arroyos is the player in the box for the Razorbacks. So OU with a chance to push this lead back out to 3 goals.
Is it halftime?
It appears that it is.
I think we're at half. I knew we were getting close, so they celebrated. They held the ball because they knew the time was right. And the Sooners have a 5-3 lead here at the half. So when you break it down, the Sooners just dominated in the first quarter, and they were always on that side of Arkansas's play and their shots on goal. And then I think whether we counted it with about a minute for Arkansas to get 2 goals and then third. I mean, it was just like back to back to back. And, that's how in sports you can have those momentum shifts and swings. But the Sooners, though, answered. They needed to because it was either going to be tied up or they're going to go and advance to 5-3. So,
yeah, they did well to withstand that run, and now they're going to have a man up to start the second half.
All right, we'll take a timeout during halftime at OU Norman. It's 5-3 Sooners right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
We are at the half where the Sooners have a 5-3 lead here in the debut of lacrosse. That's right. They wanted to play this, I think, maybe a couple of weeks ago. Decided that the snow was not going to be able to be advantageous to Stillwater. So they had to kind of move that, and they're going to move that to a Sunday. But we have got a halftime score of 5-3, but Arkansas really down 4-0 made a 3-0 match to make it within one, and then the Sooners finally added one and closed out the half as coach is giving them the last instructions here. Kind of a nice day for lacrosse. We're going to have 2 matches. In fact, at 3 o'clock, we're going to come back and do Missouri State. So if you're a Sooners fan and if you're into lacrosse, you can catch it here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Hey, also on YouTube, go to our YouTube channel, the Oklahoma Sports Network, and subscribe there. For those who are watching, we have a lacrosse channel of sorts of everything from last year is still there, where you can watch any of those matches that we had. And then also connect to us on social media, whether it be a Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook Live, if you're watching us on Instagram, on X, you can catch us on all those social media platforms. We'd love to have you connect to us on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 13 schools in the network and adding more. I think 2 to 3 schools this spring will be announced for next year's season. But we're glad that we're going to bring not all of OU lacrosse, but several of those matches that we were able to connect to you here on the beautiful campus of Norman, Oklahoma, where the Sooners have a 5-3 halftime lead right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Well, a little windy here in Norman, Oklahoma, but what else would you expect for Oklahoma? And for February, I mean, really nice. I mean, the sun's out and gives you an opportunity to kind of get out after that little snowed-in possibility for about a half a week to a week to get out and do some stuff. And really, there's a nice crowd. Matt and I were talking about a decent crowd for kicking off lacrosse as we're at the half as the Sooners lead 5-3, but not out of the woods yet. I mean, the Sooners have been challenged in that latter part of the second quarter when they were up 4-0, and you thought, well, we're just going to skate on through this. And you had mentioned last time they met, the Sooners had the advantage and won that game. So you don't want that tendency to have, well, every year is different, that we have the advantage just because we had beaten them prior. But came off with a 4-0 strike, and then 3 goals back-to-back-to-back for Arkansas really put them in this contest. So it's going to be an interesting second half.
Yeah, 3 goals from 3 different players, too. We mentioned Arkansas losing their top 2 scorers, 2 guys who accounted for 90 goals last season, close to 50% of the team's total scoring. So if you're Arkansas, you're at the very least seeing some guys step up and able to score in a quick burst like that. Quick 3 goals. But OU has since kind of buckled down and regained control of this one. And they'll have an opportunity to re-extend the lead to 3 goals with a man up to start the second half.
And that's kind of what you want. And, you know, I don't know how many double headers you do, and typically we didn't have any of those last year, but you know they're going to have a small break. This is talking about the Sooners as they're hosting Arkansas, and then at 3 o'clock they're going to be right back at it again to take on Missouri State. So fresh legs, get the people off the bench, and get some got a cheering section behind us there for the Sooners. Remember, the Sooners are in a red mesh jersey with white numbers. Arkansas in the gray with white numbers and white shorts. And Matt Bowling will have all the calls here for the second half. Boomer Sooner.
OU starts on the man up. This is Ferris. Ortega. Myers. Back up to Ferris. Hovde. Doggard. Score!
Well, if that's what you want for the Sooners to start off, just like they started in the first quarter with some heavy goals right to start the second half.
Josh Hovde, the team leader in assists last season, with a great feed to Doggard to set that up. About the best start you could have asked for if you're Corbin Barnett. Reigning Lone Star Alliance Division I Coach of the Year. Sooners win the faceoff. Doggard had to elevate to reel in that pass.
Yeah. Had a little heat on it.
So OU can now get this back out to its largest lead at 4-0. Shot through traffic. A save made by Jeffers. Ivy gets it into the attacking zone. Griffin. Go to Brown at the X. Ivy. Beats his man. Tried the pass to Lafferty. It ends up in the stick of Walchuk. Efforts, waits for a sub to come on. Dispossessed. It's picked up by Garrett Bien. Lost it out of bounds. OU ball. This is Holdridge. Ferris. Doggard. Jacob Dossie. Dossie splits the defense, gets a shot off. Well saved by Jeffers. Razorbacks get it across. Nice move by Baines. Baines on the fast break feeds Miller. But there's a flag. It's a penalty against OU. John Coulter, the offending player. I think that's a 1-minute slashing penalty. So good chance for Arkansas to recapture some of their momentum. And that 3-goal spurt did begin with a man-up goal. Loose ball. Picked up by Charlie Kenny. Now he loses it. Recovered by Sincata, but he stepped out of bounds. There's Lafferty. In front, Miller. Save Walchuk. Sooners get it across. Doggard. Trying to kill some time on this penalty. Ferris. Hovde. Penalty is over. We're back to even strength. Holdridge. Loose ball. Possession awarded to OU. This is Shep Myers. Myers beats a defender. Second one comes in, trips him up. Hovde sends it to Veal. Veal. He's hit from behind and loses it.
That's what you just said?
Wind picking up here at OU as a diving save by Walchuk. Arkansas with another opportunity. Griffin. Roll dodge. Fires it wide. Flag down. It's another man up for Arkansas. In front. I don't know if Walchuk got a piece of that one. Arkansas keeps it. Miller. Baines lets it rip. Turned aside by Walchuk. Another shot.
Two great saves right there. That last one really was a great stop. Walchuk's getting a little bit of a workout here in the second half.
Miller at the X. Up to Kenny. Griffin. Griffin, another save. Walchuk lost sight of the ball, but able to pick it up quickly. All even now as OU clears it. Pass too high for Doggard. Doggard. Efforts. Gets past a defender. Goes to Hovde. Ortega. Nice feed in front, but the shot goes wide. Efforts. Ortega sends one on from distance. Cameron Jeffers, the goalkeeper, brings it up for Arkansas. That's a 10-second violation.
Saw that earlier in the first quarter when they got trapped with the two. They had no answer for that either.
Hovde. With McCluskey on him. Flips it to Ferris. Tried to go to Dossie in front, but there was too much traffic. Now they fight for it in the corner. Dossie comes up with it. Doggard tries to get around Asher Kay. Dossie. Ferris shoots off the post. Here's Shep Myers with space. Sends a bouncer over the net. And another one made it all the way across the street. That's at least the second time we've had a shot go across the street today. Dossie turned aside. Flag down. One-minute cross-checking penalty. Called against Arkansas. Deacon Ivy, the offender. Man up coming for OU. Doggard. Myers. Ortega. Hovde at the X. Doggard! Right into the head of Cameron Jeffers. The stickhead, that is. Loose ball, and looks like a push called against the Sooners. Arkansas with a chance to kill off the remainder of the penalty. Lafferty. Brown. Brown at the X. Guarded by Ortega. Up to Baines. Griffin. Griffin tries to power his way to the net. Great defense by Brady Wall. Ball comes loose. Picked up by OU. But Ben Claflin steps out of bounds. And that appears to be the end of the third quarter.
All right, so we'll take a timeout and be back to the fourth and final right after this timeout. You're watching OU Lacrosse on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Well, back here at the OU campus where the Oklahoma Sooners lead after 3, 6-3, so double the amount, and Arkansas really rallied in that second to try to gain some of that momentum, but the Sooners started off with the goals early in the third quarter and just really kind of put the lid on it. Now they just have to seal it away with the fourth.
Yeah, real quiet third quarter, only one goal to speak of. Arkansas still very much in this, though, especially if they can get on another run. Tyler Williams against Caleb Hullapeter in the face-off circle. Not in the face-off circle. That's for hockey.
Well, there are a lot of similarities. Rugby's got a lot of similarities, too, to borrowing from soccer and hockey.
Williams wins the faceoff. Been a good performance for Tyler Williams, the freshman, who, judging by his helmet, looks to be an alum of South Lake Carroll down in Texas. Some great programs there.
Where do you think is the best recruiting since they grew up with the high school for lacrosse, you think, in the nation? Where do you get the best lacrosse players?
I would say, I would guess probably around the Chesapeake area. Although I'll be honest, I don't follow the college recruiting that closely.
No, I understand. Kind of have to grow up with it, like when you see hockey or where they, you want to get something where they're on the ice a lot, or they play it a lot.
Doggard loses his stick, loses the ball. Ivy. Baines. Brown. Miller. Defended by Zemansky. Turns and shoots off target.
That's way up high there.
He was looking for Miller. He sends another one toward the street. Long pass ends up in a loose ball. It's fought for, still fighting for it. Push called against OU. Arkansas ball. Arroyo weathers a couple hits, gets it to Miller. Hunter Miller already with one goal for Arkansas. Not sure if that was a shot or a pass, but OU able to disrupt it either way. Griffin. Out of bounds. Last touched by OU. Brown gets by a defender, but he's denied by Walchuk. With the exception of that scoring burst from Arkansas, Kyle Walchuk has had an outstanding game.
Yeah, he's almost the MVP. I mean, I know he's not scoring, but look at all the goals he saved that this could have been tied up or even behind.
He's got to be approaching, if not already, at double-digit saves. OU in the attacking area. Here's Myers. Doggard yard sale on the field. Arkansas takes it.
Wow.
Get it. OU gets it right back.
Yep. Ooh, you got the numbers there.
Hovde. Efforts. Dossie. Doggard. Holdridge sends it way wide. Here's Jake Griffin. Looking to get something going for Arkansas. Walchuk. I'm not sure if he got a piece of that one or not. A lot of traffic in front of the net. OU back on the attack.
Oh,
open in front,
man.
But stonewalled by Cameron Jeffers. Ty Holdridge could not have asked for a better look than that.
Yeah, one-on-one right there. Hats off to the goalie. Made a stop. Collision over here. Oh, got an elbow up there.
That gives it back to OU. Holdridge. Anderson. Ortega. Ortega's shot scooped up by Jeffers.
Flag.
Looks like a man up coming. Well, we'll see what happens here. I think Arkansas was ready to take the ball and run with it, but penalties against Arkansas. So OU will have a chance here to match their largest lead of the game. And we're up 4-0 at one point in the second quarter. Ortega starts with it. Sends it to Doggard. Hovde. Ferris! Wide. Myers. Ferris. Comes back to Myers.
Playing a little keep away right here. A strategy of not only setting up a good goal, but taking some time off this clock.
Penalty's over. Jeffers makes a save in front. Jeffers trying to get a break going, but nobody's there to receive that pass. Ends up going goalie to goalie. This is Jake Griffin over on the far side. Griffin from the X tried to go up to Baines. Contested. Over and back called against Arkansas. OU moves quickly. Jackson Efforts has it. Arkansas ball. Brown pestered by the defense. Flag down. This is a penalty against OU. Penalties against Jackson Ferris. Gives Arkansas a man up. Griffin to Kenny. Back to Griffin. In front, Miller turns, shoots, save Walchuk. Zemansky goes across the field to Mason Sincata. Now we have a stoppage. Going to be Arkansas ball. Or, well, it's going to stay with OU, it looks like. I missed the signal as to what was that about. Their midfield efforts. Flips it into traffic. Ball's loose near the crease. Still contested, and it ends up in the stick of Cameron Jeffers. Sends it up to Arroyos. Colin Brown. Brown defended by efforts. On the doorstep, and it's turned aside by Walchuk.
Again.
OU on the attack. Coulter. In front. Oh. Hovde tried to go underhand. Shot went wide. Kuntz. You have to think we're approaching the final minutes of this game. OU not trying to force anything. Ortega rips that one wide. Hovde. Taken away. Here's Griffin. Splits the defense and scores.
Well, that's what Arkansas needed. Again, OU's had a lot of shots on goal and staying on that side of the field, but Arkansas is finding a way to chip away. They're only two away from tying it.
Second goal of the game for Jake Griffin. Another face-off win for Tyler Williams. Gets it up to Hunter Miller. Miller finds Hazelwood. Hazelwood loses it. Taken away by Brady Wall. Hovde fights for it. Picks it up. Looks like an Arkansas player is in some discomfort. They got to stop the game for him.
Got his helmet off. Yeah.
That's Zach Wilsey, the freshman. He's able to walk off. Not sure what happened with him, but
yeah, he just kind of went down, took his helmet off, and I did just kind of happened really fast.
Doesn't appear to be too serious.
No, especially when he walked off on his own aid, you know. This time of the year, it could be just kind of dehydrated a little bit. It's your first playing full minutes.
Ty Holdridge. Myers. Gets away from a defender. Braden McCluskey switches on to him.
And that's it. That's a finish. I knew he was playing keep away. Looked like a smart decision, and Sooners come victorious, and they all get a Walchuk to kind of give him a fist bump and a chest bump and a congratulations for all the saves.
He was excellent in goal for the Sooners today as they come away with a 6-4 win over Arkansas in their season opener.
That's pretty good. Pretty good start, and the only thing is take a breather because you're going to be right back at it again. Starting at 3 o'clock, they'll take on Missouri State. So as we close out a broadcast, we'll be able to take a little bit of time and then come back. And I want to thank you, Matt Bowling, for doing a little bit of lacrosse, kind of excitement of the sport, kind of bringing it back into the spring type atmosphere has been good. A lot of people show up here in Norman, and they'll have a little break and regroup and get Missouri State on the slate.
Absolutely. That's a tough task for any team to play a doubleheader like that.
Yeah.
Especially at this level.
Yeah, the collegiate level, live from Norman, Oklahoma. Make sure you download our app. It's free to download, free to watch on Apple and Android devices, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Also, for those on Facebook, give us a like there, give us a follow there. You can find out we get a lot of great basketball games coming up on Tuesday with playoff implications. So you want to check that, and then X and on Instagram, and then YouTube. Yeah, we're kind of everywhere on social media. Any final comments for this game?
Yeah, good showing overall by OU. Great showing by Walchuk.
Now, he'd be our MVP of the game. It's just with all the saves that he had. 6-4 is your final. We'll take a little break and close this one out. For Matt Bowling, this is Eric Sharon bidding you a pleasant good afternoon. We'll be back at 3 o'clock as OU will be taking on Missouri State. You've been watching a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.